What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Hi, Bruno. How are you, buddy? That's what the noise he makes when he... I don't even know what the noise is. It's just him breathing. He makes like a sneezing noise. You feeling good, buddy? Yeah? Just got up from your nap? Good job. All right. I was reading through my comment section on one of my videos, and I found an interesting question. I figured, you know what? Okay, it's time to address this because nobody's really addressing it because they don't understand it. So the comment was, or question was, can you make a video about what happens over 35 to your strength? I'm about to turn 35 or something like that, and I want to know what I'm in for. And my first question, or the first thing I think is, like, how do I know what's going to happen to you at 35? I mean, I know what happened to me at 35, but, I mean, it wasn't like a magical number. Like, people say, oh, what happened, you know, training over 40. Man, I've seen some fucking incredibly strong guys over 40 years old. I've seen some incredibly shredded guys, some extremely competitive guys. Hell, Ronnie Coleman was super strong and competitive after 40 years old. So, you know, there is no, like, you know, over and over again, I get people asking me for very specific information that's going to happen to them in a generalized blanket kind of context. Like, all of a sudden, like, well, I'm turning 35, what's going to happen to me at 35? How the fuck do I know? I have no idea. I know what happened to me at 35. What was it? Really nothing. I mean, nothing happened. I had injuries before 35, I have injuries after 35. There's no age that, you know, changes things. I mean, as you beat up your body, it's going to change. If you fuck it up when you're 34, you're going to fuck it up when you're 34. You know, there's powerlifters out there setting records over 40 years old. It doesn't really matter your age. Age doesn't matter at all. I mean, if you start training at 35 years old, you can have a great physique by the time you're 45. Probably better than the 25-year-olds. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. Part of the mystery of it all is I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows what's going to happen to you or what you can accomplish until you get there. Okay, and that's the bottom line. That's how it works, period. You have to get there first to even know what you're capable of. Now, Jay Cutler didn't set out when he was a teenager to be 240 pounds, you know, and be the biggest teenager around. That's just what happened while he was training. You know, his goal was to be the best he could be, but he didn't shoot for 240 pounds and say, that's my goal. He progressed and progressed and progressed. And when he got there, he's like, oh, fuck, I'm 240 pounds. I'm a big motherfucker. That's how it works. You know, Ronnie Coleman didn't shoot to be 300 pounds on stage. You know, he progressed and progressed and progressed. And then when he finally got there, he was like, fuck, I'm 300 pounds on stage. And that's what he did. That was his genetics. That's what allowed him to get to. But at the same time, Jay Cutler was chasing him. Okay, so why didn't Jay go up to compete at 300 pounds on stage right next to Ronnie and match him size-wise? Because his genetics didn't allow it. Jay got big in the offseason, but couldn't maintain that weight for stage. And that had to do with genetics. Jay wasn't doing anything wrong. So if someone's going to say, you know, Jay, are you going to go up to 300 pounds to try to battle with Ronnie? I don't fucking know. I'll try. If it goes up there, fine. If it doesn't, I mean, that's just the way it works. I mean, there's so many unknowns out there. Like, if you ask me, like, okay, why am I not building muscle? Okay, like, look at your program. It's okay, there's obviously some things here that are not in your best interest to build muscle. But if you ask me how much muscle can I build, I don't fucking know. 5 pounds, 1,000 pounds, half a pound, no pounds, I don't fucking know. Even with drugs, there's so many, you know, people go, well, I want to gain 25 pounds because I'm going to go on drugs. Well, what if you don't gain 25 pounds? I gained 60. I wasn't trying to gain 60. That's just how it fucking worked. I had no idea what was going to happen. I thought a 15-pound gain would be great. 60 pounds later, I was like, holy fuck. You know, then I had other buddies that took stuff and never gained more than 4 or 5 or 6 pounds. So, you know, the questions that you guys have a lot of times, if you step back and look at what the question is, there is no answer for it. And a lot of times, you know, I don't know if people get pissed, but they'll ask me questions and send me emails and be like, hey, Jerry, can I do this? Can I bench 500 pounds? I don't know. Hey, Jerry, can I get shredded in 12 weeks? Sure. Well, people said that it takes 24 weeks to get shredded. Can you do it in 12? Why not? Does it take, is there a specific time limit that your body knows that 12 weeks is not enough? If you push hard enough and you fucking kill yourself with cardio and you manipulate your macros right, 12 weeks you can be shredded. You know, unless you're 400 pounds, and obviously, you know, it's going to take longer than that. So, like, it depends on where you're coming from. It depends if you've ever done it before. It depends on your genetics. It depends on what you put into it. You know, like, what's going to happen to you at 35? This guy's question again. Now, do you have, just by that question, I know he has this number 35 stuck in his head. Now, at 35, you know, and this happened to me at 30. So, a little story time. When I turned 30, I was 29 years old. I was feeling okay because I was still in my 20s. Hi, Brew. Brew's sitting down here trying to talk to me. And I was turning 30. And like 11:59, I was still 29. I felt okay. When that fucking hand on the clock went and turned to midnight and I turned 30 years old, I actually felt depressed. I felt older. I felt like almost instantaneously. And I got up in the morning, I was all bummed out, and I said, you know, I'm 30, I'm out of my 20s. Fuck, this sucks. Like, I don't want to be 30. Like, I feel old. Like, I remember making fun of people that were this age, calling them old. And, you know, the fact of the matter was, 30, you're starting to peak for these sports. But in my head, I was already old. So I went to the gym. I was kind of like bumming around. I didn't really have any focus because I was bummed out. It took me a few days to snap out of it. But if this guy has the same way of thinking that I am, and he thinks 35 is going to change drastically and stuff is going to change and he's not going to be able to build muscle, he's not going to be able to get cut, then he's not going to be able to do those things. Like the mindset is already locked into place. You have to overcome that mindset. Your body will do anything your mind wants it to do within reason. You're not going to be able to fucking fly, levitate. You know, you can't do shit like that. So don't jump off a fucking building, break your bones, and then say, Jerry said I can do anything my mind says. Well, don't be fucking dumb. But although, you know, younger, I may have tried that. Anyways, you know, you have to have goals within reason, but age is not a limit. It's not a limiting factor. We've seen guys at the Masters Nationals. We've seen, I think it was Team Universe, Masters Nationals. They have like a Grandmaster category of like 55 and above. And these guys look like they're 20 years old. The only thing that looks older on them from here up, they have like gray hair, and you can see the, you know, the crow's feet and the lines in their faces and stuff, but their bodies look like they're 25 years old. So it just depends on how well you take care of yourself, how much you push yourself, you know, how much you pay attention to fucking details. You know, I keep saying that over and over again, and a lot of people go, you don't fucking know what you're talking about, Jerry, you're a fucking retard, details don't matter. Well, the details are what make you be able to be longer in the sport, make you progress more. Yes, at 35 years old, should you be paying attention to details? Yes, but at 25, you should have too. So by the time you're 35, those details are already in place. You don't have to scramble trying to figure out what they are to get to that next level. But like stretching, I've talked about this before. I don't do enough stretching, but that's one of the details that probably could have kept me injury-free longer. Okay, little details. So be aware. It doesn't really matter a certain age. It doesn't really matter what someone else does or what someone else says you can't do. Nobody fucking knows what you can or can't do until you've done it. And that's been proven over and over again in this sport. When someone takes the sport to new heights, it was never thought of possible. Nobody actually pushed themselves to get to that height and had the combination of the little details as well as the genetics that propelled them to that height. Could that be you? Yes. Could it not be you? Yes. In either instance, is it okay? Yes. Biosretraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biosretraining.com is the blog, and where the no limits, as long as you can believe it, bicep, and we're out.
ExtremeLiving.biz would like to announce that we are bringing Jerry Ward of Bios3 Training and Jason English of Big J's Extreme Fitness to our booth at the 2014 Blue Ridge Fitness Festival, where Mark the Machine Lowliner will hold the ANBF Natural Bodybuilding Show. More information can be found at ExtremeLiving.biz. See you there.